What's up, everyone? Today, we are in the Valley of Elah, where the epic battle between David and Goliath took place. The battle between David and Goliath was presented in vivid detail in the first book of Samuel, chapter 17. If we open to 1 Samuel chapter 17, we read, "And Saul and the men were gathered and encamped in the Valley of Elah, and drew up in line of battle against the Philistines. And the Philistines stood on the mountain on the one side, and Israel stood on the mountain on the other side, with a valley in between them. This is the valley of the epic battle between the young shepherd David and the giant Philistine soldier Goliath." We read that Goliath was a champion of the Philistine army. His height was recorded to have been between 6.5 feet to 9 feet tall, depending on the source you read. King Saul and his men were battling the Philistines, but the men of Saul's army were afraid of Goliath, and there was no one to stand up to him. But David, filled with faith and a passion for God's name, which was being blasphemed by Goliath, with one of the most moving verses in the Bible, said to Goliath, "You come to me with a sword and with a spear, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defiled. This day I will strike you down and cut off your head. I will give the dead bodies of the host of the Philistines this day to the birds of the air and to the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel." Wow, what a profession of faith and loyalty to God. David slew Goliath with a stone and a sling, then cut off Goliath's head with the giant's own sword. When the Philistines saw that their champion was dead, they fled before the Israelites, who had great victory over them. Goliath was taunting God, the Lord of the universe. He was challenging the people of Israel to prove that their God was more powerful than he was. David's faith was so strong, he believed that the Lord would be with him and enable him to defeat Goliath. Now, many people today use the battle of David and Goliath as an analogy for overcoming the giants in our own lives, giving the power of victory to David and likewise to ourselves. But that's not an accurate representation of Scripture. An important point in this story is that the God we serve is the one capable of defeating the giants in our lives. When we don't know what our future holds, we must trust in Him. But we can only trust someone that we know. Therefore, knowing God through His Word will build our faith in Him. Our battle with the giants in our lives will result in victory if we cling to God through faith in His power and not our own.